On June 1st, one moving point changed what we knew about visitors, because this was 3I Atlas, a comet our sun never owned. Interstellar means it formed around another star, then got thrown out, and now it crosses our system once, like a stranger through a station. Most comets here are family members looping back again and again, meaning their paths are closed curves tied to the sun's gravity, but this path is hyperbolic, meaning the curve stays open forever, so you are watching a flyby, not a return visit. That would already be rare, but the speed made it stranger. 3I entered at about 58 kilometers per second relative to the sun. Oumuamua arrived near 26 and Borisov near 32, so the newcomer was more than double the first known visitor. Then the sun added its own pull and the flyby sharpened. At closest approach, it raced near 246,000 kilometers per hour. Here is the important honesty. That is not a second record. It is the same motion often written as about 68 kilometers per second. Once that is clear, the real question becomes chemical. Because a fast visitor tells you where it is going, but its gases tell you where it may have been made. That is why Webb mattered, because infrared light can read escaping molecules. For the first time, methane was directly detected on an interstellar object. Methane is a simple carbon gas, familiar in chemistry, revealing in comets because it survives best when ice protects it from harsh starlight. And Webb did not find a normal amount, which is the twist. Compared with water, methane sat far higher than local comet patterns, and carbon dioxide also rose beyond what our own comets usually show. So the chemistry was not just strange, it was pointing outward. You can think of it as a fingerprint from another planetary system. But a fingerprint only matters if you know how it escaped, because frozen gases can stay buried long after the surface changes. As sunlight soaked deeper, the hidden methane finally found a path out. That escaping gas formed a coma, meaning a temporary atmosphere around it, and that atmosphere carried the molecules Webb could separate by wavelength. So the telescope was not taking a picture, it was reading a recipe. And the recipe did not match the kitchen that made Earth. It points to colder or different conditions around a star we cannot name, where ice, carbon, and water settle into a different balance. The human cost is not danger, but distance. You can measure the visitor, but you cannot follow it home. No spacecraft was waiting on that path, only telescopes and timing, so every spectrum became a small rescue of information. That is the peak of the story, a chemistry sample without a sample. Now the name matters, because 3I means the third interstellar object. Only a handful have ever been seen, and this one carried a molecule. That molecule matters because comets preserve building conditions like cold archives, and this archive came from a planetary system we have never mapped. So the visitor answers one question, then opens a much larger one. What else is drifting between stars with messages we cannot yet read? The strange part is that speed helped bring the message, because a slow object might have been captured, but this one escaped. It stayed itself by refusing to become part of our system, and that is why the methane feels less like gas and more like a sentence from a place outside our family. Soon the point fades, but the data stays behind, which means one brief passage can outlive the traveler itself. So watch that single point again, because it came carrying another star.